In this video, I'll show you a $2.2 million KDP business. What's going on, guys? Sean here. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about self-publishing, building passive income streams, and retiring early, and the many lessons and failures I learned along the way. So if you're interested in those kind of things, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos that I post. So today we have a pretty interesting video here. I was scrolling through Empire Flippers, just checking out what's on the market right now, and I came across a Amazon KDP business selling for $2.2 million. The exact number is $2,217,871. So it's one of the highest listed KDP business that I've seen. I thought it was really crazy, and I just wanted to share this and kind of add some commentary, and maybe it'll be educational and maybe it'll inspire you guys to see what's actually possible with KDP, right? I sold my business for $820,000. It was actually listed for $1 million, but this business is literally doing double what I've done. Okay, so it's absolutely insane what's possible with KDP. A lot of people think this business is just a side hustle, but if you take it seriously, it can be so much more than just a side hustle, you know? So anyways, this business, if you guys want to check out this listing, I'll leave a link below to it. So you can go to the same page here, but it's listed for, again, 2.2 million. Monthly revenue is $52,000. Out of that, $49,000 is net profit, which is insane. Meaning it's literally like $3,000 in monthly expenses, which I assume most of it is coming from making new books. Sounds like they are not running much ads, which would make sense as we get into this because of where the income is coming from. So they're getting a 45x multiple. If you don't know what that means, it's basically the valuation of 2.2 million is based on 49,000 a month net profit times 45. So that's how you get the valuation. But the listing summary says the listing is for ACX and Amazon KDP business created in December 2019. So that is around 3 years. So only in 3 years they built it up to this level, which is nuts. This business includes 12 titles in ebook, paperback, and hardcover formats, and 78 audiobooks, largely covering self-help topics, especially related to psychology. So yeah, that's a niche reveal right there. You know, if you guys want to go into self-help, you know, some people say don't go into self-help, which makes no sense. Self-help is very, very profitable if you do it right. You know, it is definitely competitive just because it's literally the first niche that everybody thinks about, right? The first niches and keywords literally everybody thinks about when they first come into publishing is self-help topics and topics like passive income, right? Or online marketing, just because that's what most people do in publishing is into, and they think of that those keywords. So it is competitive for sure, but if you do it right, you can, you know, definitely make a lot of money like this person. So what's interesting to me out of this is that there's literally only 12 titles in ebook, paperback, hardcover, and 78 titles in audiobooks. So that is absolutely insane to be pulling out this kind of money from just that many titles. Usually you need a lot more titles. So basically on a per book basis, this person is making so much, or perhaps this person just have one or a few books that are doing extremely well. Like maybe it just popped off on Amazon. I have no idea, but that is a crazy success rate when it comes to the ratio there. So the business has experienced year-over-year growth in both sales and net profit, and because freelance writers produce the book, it requires minimal effort from the seller to maintain. So this person is not writing the books themselves, and I think the $3K a month expense is from the freelance writers, so the ghostwriters, and that would make sense. The business earns the majority of its income through ACX. So 78% of your income is coming from ACX, with the remaining revenue coming from Amazon KDP, which is 10%, Final Way Voices 9%, which Final Way Voices is just another platform that you can upload your audiobooks to. So that is also audiobooks along with ACX. So As you can see, most of your income, or most of this person's income, is coming from audiobooks. And Ingram Spark is 1%, Draft to Digital is 1%, and other publishing platforms is 1%. And that makes sense because his books are audio focused, and Ingram Spark, Draft to Digital, these are physical books, right? And physical books and ebooks. So obviously it'll be pretty weak there. Some of the more popular audiobooks have been sold in English, Spanish, German, and Italian, which is a great strategy too. So if you have a winning book, it's a really, really good idea to translate your books in different language. That's like one of the easiest way to expand your portfolio. If you have a good collection of books already in the English market, you can simply translate those and really get a bunch more titles in your portfolio and make more money that way, because more books typically means more money. What I would say about this is that, again, most of the income is coming from ACX, which is super interesting. Now, what I would say about this specific listing is, again, most of your income is coming from ACX, which makes sense why the expense is so low. Because typically you run Amazon ads, you run Facebook ads if you're in fiction, and that typically eats into your profit margin. So there's no way you would achieve a $49,000 net profit from a $52,000 revenue if you're not doing audiobooks, right? So the reason why the margins are so high with audiobooks is because it's physically impossible to run ads to audiobooks at the moment. There is no Amazon ads to audiobooks. You can perhaps run Facebook ads to audiobooks, but nobody really does it because the conversions are not that high. So the traffic is mainly organic traffic, and this person apparently just did a really, really, really good job ranking their books on ACX or Audible, and they're getting a crap ton of organic traffic, which is absolutely amazing, because if you can do that, that is literally the best case scenario, because you have an incredibly high profit margin, everything is organic, everything is passive. So it's literally the best case scenario that you can imagine. Okay, and I personally like to focus on both audiobooks as well as paperbacks and ebooks, just because running ads is not a bad thing, right? Just because you have to spend money or spend a little more money to acquire sales, it's not bad, because you can actually control sales more. Like if you want to boost your book ranking up, you can just run more ads to that. So it's pros and cons for both. So I don't believe one platform is necessarily better than the other, but in this case, the advantage of ACX and audiobooks, again, is the organic traffic and how passive it can be. So that might be very appealing to the buyer, because the buyer possibly don't have to do anything after they buy the business, right? There's a good chance that it'll make this kind of money every month, as long as the book is ranking on whatever keyword it's ranking for, and it keeps selling. So it's pretty crazy. And it says that this seller spends around 2 hours on the business per week. So 2 hours per week, monitoring sales, collecting market research, overseeing writers, and checking and optimizing ads. So in terms of checking and optimizing ads, I do think this person is running some ads based on the KDP sales of 10%. That could be organic traffic too, but I do think it's coming from ads, just because 10% of 49,000 or 50,000 is around 5K a month, right? So I do think he's running some ads, but I don't think it's much. I think most of the expenses is coming from, again, overseeing writers, so ghostwriters, and creating new books. But it's not a lot of work, so it makes sense to just have 2 hours per business week, because that's something that you can achieve with this level of passiveness. And all of the books were written by freelance writers with 1 new book released per month, which is a frequency that I like too. I like to do 1 book per month into my brand. The growth opportunities for the buyer includes publishing new books, releasing popular books in additional language, and building and monetizing an email list. I do agree with this growth strategy. I think you don't really want to change what's working. So in this case, whatever that's working in this business, you just want to keep doing it. So that means publishing more books in whatever niche that is working really well as translating those popular books in different languages, exactly like this person is saying. Sounds like they don't really have an email list because most of the traffic is coming from organic sales, right? But if you can start capturing those leads, because you're getting a ton of organic traffic to your books. So all you got to do is put a little opt-in page in your book, start capturing a bunch of emails, right? You can build your email list super fast. And then from there, you can set up a couple emails directing people back to buying your books on Audible or Amazon. You can get so much more sales that way, and also you can get reviews so much easier by doing so. So that's definitely the first change that I will do. Also, if there's anything that I can sell that's not books in the back end, I will look into that too. Assets included in the sale is 2 KDP accounts, 8 A6 accounts, which is very, very interesting. Final Way Voices account, Authors Republic account, which is another audiobooks platform, 2 Ingram Spark accounts, Drafted Digital, Google Play, You Can Print account, which I never heard of. You Can Print, very, very interesting to hear what that is. Amazon Author Central account, 23 pen names, author profiles, Facebook social media account, author website or author webpage, freelancer contact information. So what caught my attention here is the 8 A6 account. So it sounds like this person tried to diversify their portfolio and try to mitigate the risk, right, by creating multiple KDP and A6 accounts. Now, I assume people who are watching this will leave a comment under this video saying, is that even allowed, right? You're not supposed to have more than one KDP account or one A6 account. So before anybody asks, I do want to answer that. It is allowed, actually, as long as you create different companies, right? So you can have one KDP and one A6 account per entity, and an entity is either a person or a company, okay? So you can basically create multiple companies and have multiple KDP and A6 account under those. This is a strategy of diversifying risks, right? Which is exactly what real estate investors do, okay? If you invest in real estate, they actually create an LLC per property. So they don't put all their properties under one LLC, because if one property gets sued by the tenant or something happens, they can go after all of the other properties. So what they do instead is to create a new company, new LLC per property, and you can kind of think about it in the same way. Personally, I don't think there's that much risk in KDP and ACX to the point where I want to create so much companies, because things can get kind of complicated in terms of managing it, right? And different login informations and all that. So personally, I like to just simplify things and put everything under one KDP account and one A6 account under one publishing company. But there are people out there like this person who likes to create multiple companies to diversify, and I guess don't put all your eggs in the same basket kind of thing. So just wanted to clarify that in case people were wondering. So if you come down to the earnings here, you can see the 12 months average earnings, and it looks pretty steady. You know, it's pretty good. And this is what the buyers like to see typically, is they like to see steady sales over time. And in fact, they also like to see if the sales are going up or trending up. So that's another thing. If you're planning to sell, it's something that you want to aim to do, which is to sell when the business is doing well rather than when the business is declining. Okay, so opportunities for this business: publish new books, release popular books in additional languages, build and monetize an email list. So that's kind of the same thing. Risks involved in this business: an increase in Amazon ad pricing could make the ads unprofitable. I don't think this is an issue at all, because most of your income is coming from ACX audiobooks, so Amazon ads doesn't really apply. So I really don't think there's a lot of risks in this business or in this account. A change in writers, writing styles, or the book creation process could impact sales. Again, this is not a risk at all, because if the ghostwriter flakes out or if the ghostwriter starts not producing good work, you can just fire the person and hire someone better. So I really do not think both of these risks are even, you know, something that you should worry about. Work and skills required and this is for the buyer, right? So the seller currently spends around 2 hours per week monitoring sales, conducting market research, overseeing writers, checking and optimizing ads. So yeah, very, very passive. All right, guys, so the final thing I want to do is to calculate exactly how much this person is going to make if you sell the business at this price. So Empire Flippers takes 12% in fees if your business is listed over $1 million. So let's just take 2,217,871 minus 12% fees, meaning your take home is $1,951,726. So basically $2 million take home profit, which is absolutely insane. So hopefully this video was kind of, I think it leans more in the entertaining side than educational, but hopefully it kind of shows you what's possible with KDP if you know what you're doing, if you know how to build it. And obviously this person has absolutely killed it, and I would definitely be interested in seeing how this listing does. But if you enjoyed this video and if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, let me know by liking the video and also leaving a comment below so I know that I can make more videos like this. Personally, I enjoyed making this. It was really fun. It was easy because I'm just adding commentary, and I think it's pretty interesting and pretty inspirational what's possible with KDP. But if you want to get started with Amazon KDP publishing and learn how I built a multiple six-figure a year publishing business, then I do have a course that you guys can check it out. The link is below this video, as well as all the tools and resources that I recommend also in the video description below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.